Folks, it's crazy breaking news. I've literally just rushed home to come and talk to you guys about this. Somebody just tried to kill Donald Trump for the second time, and it sounds like this time they got him, and they got him alive. There were some reports that came out at the start that suggested that maybe they had killed the shooter. Apparently the shooter might have shot a Secret Service person whose life might have been saved by some sort of bulletproof vest or some other safety device. But he opened fire in the correspondence dinner at the White House, and it's all on video. And you know, fortunately, or it depends how you see the situation, okay, fortunately, nobody else was seriously hurt and nobody lost their life in this incident. But there's a bunch of footage that's going viral, that's going around. I'm going to show it to you in this video. But yeah, it could have been bad for a minute, and it's the second time this has even been allowed to happen. It's crazy. So there's a couple of angles that we can actually watch this whole thing as it went down. So this was the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Trump was actually on the stage, or, you know, on the table at the stage here. There's a podium there. And these are notorious, you know, a lot of comedians host these events. Is there any sound to this? Is there footage? Well, Trump was sat at the table. Obviously, you got here police rushing in to, you know, provide support at the scene. But essentially, what we're going to see in a minute when I actually show you the footage of what was going on stage, you're actually going to see some footage. Let me show you. So this is basically the moment it happened. Pure chaos going on. And Trump's over here. Pull him out of there.
There's the president being escorted. The president being escorted out one side. The vice president being escorted.
So that's J.D. Vance, I believe, being escorted out first. Now, what's crazy is Trump hangs around. I don't know if he was waiting around. Last time he got shot at. Well, he did get shot. Last time he kind of hung around for a little bit, got a little photo up. So maybe he was waiting for the perfect picture. Maybe someone was going to raise an American flag behind him for that one. But they did get him out there. It is a serious situation. This isn't a joke. And there's some more crazy footage that's been circulating from here. So this is apparently footage. If you see that, that is apparently the shooter doing what they're describing as a Naruto run right past the cops. And as you can see here, the cops pulled their straps, they opened fire, but they were caught off guard by this guy. And he is swarmed. He's got a 6-star wanted level immediately. As you can see here, he literally ran, pulled out a gun as he went. I don't know if he might have even shot somebody en route in there, but he basically, I don't know if he already started firing. You can see this person fire shots. It is actually a crazy scene, and they did get him, okay? And I'll show you some more info in a minute about how they got him, but listen to this press conference.
The United States Secret Service and the Metropolitan Police Department were here at the Washington Hotel for a site detail for the Correspondents' Dinner. As the mayor mentioned, at approximately 8:36 tonight, an individual charged a U.S. Secret Service checkpoint here in the lobby area of the hotel. He was armed with a shotgun, a handgun, and multiple knives. As he ran through that checkpoint, members of law enforcement from the United States Secret Service intercepted that individual. This is a very preliminary investigation at this point. We do know that law enforcement exchanged gunfire with the individual. We do know that a U.S. Secret Service Uniform Division officer was struck in his vest. He was transported to a local hospital for treatment. He seems to be in good spirits at this time. The suspect in this case, he was not struck by gunfire. However, he was transported to a local hospital to be evaluated. This afternoon.
So there you have it, all right? They actually managed to get the guy alive, which is, you know, rare these days, all right? So there's a lot more footage of the chaos going on outside. These are Secret Service agents outside telling everybody to get back and showing how serious the situation was.
Stay back, stay back, stay back! Wait for the side. Wait for the side. All right. Nobody go this way. Is that understood?
We are evacuating. It's not someone coming in.
Stay back, stay back, stay back!
They're serious guys, man. Real Secret Service. So this is apparently a photo of the guy, the gunman, actually being detained. They caught him. This is all taped off. They got him on the ground. He's shirt off. Shirt off shorty, like top 5 in them for some reason, okay? I don't know what he's got going on with no shirt, all right? But basically, they have got out of there. So this was a statement that Trump put out on Truth Social. It's been reproduced here on Instagram. It says, law enforcement has requested we leave the premises consistent with protocol, which we will do immediately. I will be giving a press conference in 30 minutes from the White House press briefing room. The First Lady plus the Vice President and all cabinet members are in perfect condition. We'll be speaking with you for in half an hour. I've spoken with all the representatives in charge of the event and we'll be rescheduling within 30 days. Additionally, he also posted on Truth. He said the shooter has been apprehended and I've been recommended that we let the show go on, but will be entirely guided by law enforcement. They'll make a decision shortly. So he wanted to keep it going. He wanted to keep the party going. Maybe bring Jimmy Kimmel in there for a few jokes while the guy was on the ground. It is the press correspondence dinner after all. But anyway, this is a guy. We got 4K. We got him in 4K, people. We literally got him in 4K kissing the ground. All right. So there he is. Trump actually posted photos of the gunman. I wouldn't be surprised if he kneeled down and took him himself. You know how this guy likes to get down and dirty. So this is apparently footage of Trump actually leaving the press dinner after the shooting went down. This was his motorcade leaving, as you can see in this picture here. See if I can zoom in so you can get a better look at that. That's definitely not what I wanted to do. Where's my magnifying glass? My magnifying glass is not here. There it is. So there you go. We can see the motorcade leaving amongst a very serious police presence. Is that the Beast? Is that Trump's personal car? It could well be there. But as you can see, it's very serious, okay? Now, there was rumors going around that the shooter was actually shot dead. Apparently, that is not the case. They actually got him, and he'll be in a whole world of pain, okay? This is basically some explanation of what happened. It says a shooter charged past the magnometer near the front door. So straight through the, what's it called? Straight through the metal detectors, basically.
In touch with top officials at the White House. This is what I can tell you. And the details are actually pretty specific now. That the shooter charged the magnetometer closest to the front door, took a shot at a uniformed division service agent. And he, at that point, they don't know whether they haven't confirmed if he's alive. Yeah, the shooter is in custody, I'm told, at this point. Everyone is okay. And the last thing I can tell you is that, the White House does not want him to go back, but... Yeah, I'm sorry, what? I'm having a hard time hearing. And anyway, the president does want to go back. The shooter took a shot at a Secret Service member just at the ballroom, which, Kevin, you raise a good point. How did he get it to that point? The agent returned fire. Nobody knows for sure at this moment whether he's alive or dead. And then it's created chaos in the room. But what we can tell you for sure is that this was, one shot, multiple shots at the closest magtometer closest to the front door, and took a shot at a uniformed division Secret Service agent. And anyway, at that point, we don't know the condition of him for sure. We do know the president was escorted to safety. Everybody in the room, I'm told, is safe and secure.
So, yeah, he charged straight past. So this is DJ Academics giving his thought on the situation, okay? And he's basically saying what a lot of other people are saying, that anybody that tries Donald Trump needs to get made an example of. He be chilling with Trump. I seen Academics take pictures with Trump numerous times, so he definitely not feeling this.
It is now a crime scene. Secret Service is in custody, has the person in custody. Everything's okay. One shooter, we know so far.
One shooter, yeah, they gotta hang that nigga, man. They probably clapped him though, right? Yo, what they gotta do, like, when they kill these niggas, they gotta put their body like riddled with bullets on the internet, man. Let niggas see what happened, man. Like, y'all niggas play dumb. This is how you gonna be, nigga. You gonna have 15 holes in your head. I ain't capping, bro. You gotta do that. It's the only thing people gonna learn. Trump is in a secure location.
So look, Act saying you got to make an example of anyone that tries Trump. I don't know if I mean, hey, that's Act for you, man. That's Act. But basically, there's all type of footage and images going around. I got a little KSI post saved in there as well. But this is the moment that it all kicked off. That is scary, honestly. That's really, really scary. You got the cops running through the building with the straps. I think we already saw that. Obviously, we saw Trump's statement. So he has actually taken to the podium and made a full statement. Actually, already he's already popped out and he's already given his thoughts. So let's wrap it up. Let's hear what Trump had to say, and then I'll just get off of here. And if I hear anything new by the morning, I'll let you know. But here's what he had to say.
And that was very unexpected, but incredibly acted upon by Secret Service and law enforcement. And this was an event dedicated to freedom of speech that was supposed to bring together members of both parties with members of the press. And in a certain way it did, because the fact that they just unified, I saw a room that was just totally unified. It was in one way very beautiful, a very beautiful thing to see. A man charged a security checkpoint armed with multiple weapons, and he was taken down by some very brave members of Secret Service, and they acted very quickly and have just released, for purposes of transparency, clarity, I've ordered it to be put out. You probably have it by now. Put out on Truth and put out on... Thank you very much. This is not the first time in the past couple of years that our republic has been attacked by a would-be assassin who sought to kill. In Butler, Pennsylvania, less than 2 years ago. You all know that story. And in Palm Beach, Florida, a few months after that, we came close. We really had, again, we had some great work done by law enforcement. This is not the first time that has been captured. They're going to his apartment. I guess he lives in California, and he's a sick person, a very sick person. And we don't want things like this to happen. I think it's very important that I say, though, and I told the representatives of the evening, they did such a beautiful job. It was such a beautiful evening. And again, they're talking about free speech in our Constitution. That's what it's all about, not just White House correspondence. It was really based on free speech in our Constitution. But I said very importantly that we'll do it again within the next 30 days, and we'll make it bigger and better and even nicer. So I just want to thank everybody that was involved. I also want to thank the press, the media. You've been very responsible in your coverage. I will say I've been seeing what's been out, and you've been very responsive. Has been captured all of the conditions that took place tonight, and I will say, it's not a particularly secure building, and I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually a larger room, and it's much more secure. It's drone-proof, it's bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it. All of the...
Much, Mr. President. Tonight you saw the very worst and the very best of this country. You saw the very worst by the actions of that coward that the president just talked about. But you also saw the very best because you saw law enforcement do exactly what they're supposed to do. And you'll see the videos come out, I expect, very shortly, and you'll see law enforcement do exactly what we want them to do. And so I echo what what President Trump just said, that we are extraordinarily grateful and appreciative of the men and women of law enforcement that did their jobs tonight, including one.
So look, we can see they clearly did a good job. Now, this is going viral on Reddit. I'm not going to lie. I just want to read some of the comments on these because I saw some crazy shit. I'm not going to lie. I saw some crazy shit, right? Okay, so look at these comments, right? This is according to the New York Times, the FBI director Kash Patel came tearing across the hallway with two men in tow. His girlfriend was hiding in another room with another man who was holding her hand. People saying, is that true or is it satire, right? People saying, I honestly had to double check that I was reading the actual New York Times before I genuinely thought for a second this was satire, but it wasn't. It said a God Bless America chant begun as the president was escorted off stage. He fell briefly, apparently tripped, and was helped up by Secret Service agents. They're saying, holy shit, how is this reality? It's crazy. These comments are actually very illuminating. They're saying this happened at the Hilton again. This is the same hotel where Ronald Reagan was shot. If this was John Hinckley again, that parole board is really going to have egg on his face. If this was John Hinckley again, that would be hilarious. Imagine, all right? It says, let's look at the bets on Polymarket. Look at it. You won't be surprised, right? They're saying, how is that even legal? That is crazy. Were people betting on that? Says there's some really weird details here. Wolf Blitzer said the guy was shooting randomly. Other journalists said they heard chanting of USA. It took a full minute after the shots for Trump to be moved off stage, which they did incredibly slowly, although to be fair, the guy can't really move that fast. Neither he nor any other people at his table even reacted to the gunfire when it happened. You can see in the video they didn't even blink, and there's no reports or deaths or injuries yet, but they've already confirmed they're going to continue the dinner. Some Fox News reporters saying that the shooter's firearm was detected when they passed through the magnometer, which is when they begun shooting. So were they planning to assassinate Trump? This was incredibly poorly planned if that was their goal. It just makes no sense. Edit, audio of the shots admittedly is a little harder to hear than I thought, so I can see why they might not have reacted immediately. Okay, but people saying I completely forgot. The Correspondents' Dinner is where Obama once roasted Trump to his face that one time. Obviously, he hates going. Okay, people saying Kash Patel is claiming he subdued the shooter by hitting him in the head with a beer bottle. I'm not going to lie. I see comments under that video of Kash Patel standing next to Trump at that press conference, and they saying, you know what I'm saying, I ain't going to say too much because I don't want to get sued, but hey, he knows how to have a good time, man. It says, why is this event being so underreported? Why are there no details? The place was full of effing journalists. It's maybe the most bizarre security event I have ever heard of. Okay. So anyway, there's more posts, more comments. Says it was over 9,200 or something ridiculous on Kalshi that Trump wouldn't speak or that the event wouldn't qualify. Expect to hear a random user made 6 figures plus on this shit. Edit, event continuing, no news of Trump returning, event cancelled, Trump speaking at White House, not Correspondents' Dinner. Edit 3, possibly not inside trading, but rather a sales pitch for his ballroom. They're saying this is Barron Trump's Saturday night Polymarket in Kalshi Hall. That is crazy if that's the case. Live feed shows everyone milling around and they just said they'll be resuming momentarily. He said, you would think they'd shut it down if the president's life was legitimately in danger. Said they didn't even interrupt the baseball game on Fox of all channels. Right? So yeah, we don't need to read that. It's basically the same old shit. So obviously we're seeing images of the Secret Service agents outside. People saying, what I find hilarious, I'm watching the NBA playoffs on ABC and not even a breaking news update or anything. All right, we're all trying to find the guy who did this. That one's crazy, but really it isn't a laughing matter. Thank God nobody was hurt in this incident. It says, to recap the last minute, C-SPAN says it was a false alarm. The shooter was killed in the lobby and the pool report says he's in custody. I believe he is in custody. Maybe it was a mistake. But basically, look, that's all we got, right? I was literally at dinner. I was at the dinner table. I saw this news. I pretty much gobbled up my dessert, ran home, and got to making this video. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated if I hear any more news, but this is major. They just tried to kill Trump again. They couldn't take him out. It just goes to show you, look, last couple guys that tried to come at Trump got lead in the head. So maybe not such a good idea after all. Okay, shout out to the Secret Service. But anyway, I'll be back with some more videos for you guys tomorrow, some more David updates. It's crazy, man. It's a crazy time we're living in. Hope everybody stays safe out there. I'm out. Peace.